Tonight's intel briefing is going to piss some people off. Good. That means you're awake. Because what we're watching right now isn't 40 chess. It isn't a grand strategy. And it sure as hell isn't the America First movement we signed up for. This is the collapse of an illusion. Some say maybe a mask slipping. A movement shedding its skin and revealing something else. So buckle up, because I'm going to walk you through the facts. Not fantasy, not the fan fiction, not that cult scripture being pumped out by the blue check influencers, the bought and paid for us, but the actual timeline. And when you see everything lined up, you'll understand why millions of people are waking up this week and asking one question: what the hell is happening? Okay. So the first domino, Doge. Let's start with the announcement nobody wants to talk about. Doge, the office that was supposed to restructure the government, reduce spending, drain the swamp, all the stuff we were promised to be dissolved, like the Fort Knox audit and so on. No dramatic showdown, no swamp creatures dragged out of their cubicles. It's just gone. 8 months left on the mandate, and it gets quietly shut down like a failed tech startup. Now, we know that Elon and Trump had some friction a while back. Elon stated Trump was in the Epstein files. Seems to be he was right. Lots of 1,380 times his name was mentioned. But anyway, back to Doge. Well, that's the obvious. Every grown adult should be thinking, what happened to saving all the money? Man, they were talking about $5,000 Doge checks. What happened to fixing the machine? Government waste. What happened to the vengeance tour, right? Elon was out there with a chainsaw. People don't want to admit it, but the dogma doesn't replace reality. It's the one office designed to fight the system, right? Is the first one to get the axe, then maybe the system wasn't the real target. Okay. Sad day, because I know a lot of people were, wanting to see the government spending cleaned up. Okay. But the next domino, the Mamdani situation. Okay. You guys familiar with that one? Right? The guy's a Democratic socialist, a man who's openly trashed Trump, a guy whose entire brand is being the soy version of AOC. And what does Trump do? Invites him to the Oval Office. Now, a lot of us were expecting scorched earth. Trump 2016. F around and find out. No, but we got smiles, handshakes, photo op. And then tells the press, man, I'd feel comfortable living in Mamdani's New York City. Hold on, pause. Let that sink in. The same New York City where Americans can't afford rent and the streets look like a dystopian movie. And crime is the lifestyle brand, right? Let me play the clip for you.
I just want to congratulate. I think you're going to have hopefully a really great mayor. The better he does, the happier I am. Congratulations, Mr. Mayor. I feel very confident that he can do a very good job. I think he is going to surprise some conservative people, actually, and some very liberal people. He won't.
A socialist is going to surprise you. Hell yeah, he's going to surprise you.
Surprise him because they already like him. He said a lot of my voters actually voted for him.
A lot of my voters, smug, laughing, voted for him. No, they didn't.
And I'm okay with that. He wants to have a safe New York. Ultimately, a safe New York is going to be a great New York.
Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay. Yes.
It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind. Some of his ideas really are the same ideas that I have. The new...
Dude, I can't get on board of having any of the same ideas as a socialist, but okay. Maybe Trump's not as right-wing as we thought.
Word is affordability. Another word is just groceries. It's sort of an old-fashioned word. He doesn't want to see crime, and I don't want to see crime. Very little doubt that. He's
the guy that just said, I just played a video 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago of him saying that A lot of these crimes, like violent crimes, should not be labeled as crime. He said it himself. I have a video of it.
We're not going to get along on that issue. He wants to see houses go up, apartments built, etc. And people would be shocked. But I want to see the same thing. We had a meeting today that actually surprised me. He wants to see no crime. He wants to see housing being built.
No crime in the sense is that he's not going to label crime as crime.
He wants to see rents coming down, all things that I agree with. I expect to be helping him, not hurting him. A big help, because I want New York City to be great. I think this mayor can do some things that are going to be really great.
Would you feel comfortable living in New York City under a Mamdani administration?
Yeah, I would. I really would, especially after the meeting. We agree on a lot more than I would have thought. I want him to do a great job, and we'll help him do a great job. I would feel very, very comfortable being in New York, and I think much more so after the meeting. This is a man that right now I think is focused on New York City. I really think he has a chance to do a great job. We're going to help him, but I really think he has a chance to do a great job. Being the mayor of New York City is a big deal. I think you really have a chance to make it great. I'm pretty sure we're counting on it.
Mr. President, you say you love New York.
The biggest people in the world, they come over from countries nobody cares. But they did care about this meeting, and it was a great meeting. If he could be a spectacular success, I'd be very happy.
Do you think you'll
They care about other people from coming over the country. Talking about the Al-Qaeda terrorist, maybe. Not.
need to get in the future, throughout the administration?
I think we will. Yeah. I think we will. I hope we do. I enjoyed the meeting. We had a great meeting.
Republican Elise Stefanik has campaigned multiple times by calling Zohran Mamdani a jihadist. Do you think you're standing next to a jihadist right now in the Oval Office?
No, I don't. I met with a man who's a very rational person. He really wants to see New York be great again. I think he can bring it back. I think he wants to make it greater than ever before. If he can, we'll be out there cheering. I'll be cheering for him. Thank you very much, everybody.
Incredible, guys. Incredible. We're at like this guy that you'd feel at ease living under. Come on, man. Brother, what timeline, what Marvel universe am I in, right? Since when did America First turn into America actually? Never mind. If this is strategy, somebody replaced the playbook with a freaking BuzzFeed article. And the thing that kills me, dude, is today. Like, I just saw so many people like this lady here. Chess, not checkers. Trump is the 5D chess master. Go read Trump's Art of the Deal. They call him Hitler and fascist, but he is kinder to the man-child who has been attacking him for months. Kill them with kindness and do not give the left ammunition. First off, they call this meeting 5D chess, dude. Come on. Like, everything he does is 5D chess. They're like, oh, yeah, you got make your enemies closer, right? Keep your enemies close and all that kind of stuff. Dude, at what point in time is Trump bringing Al-Qaeda terrorists, backing Lindsey Graham, the Saudi press, like all these swamp creatures? Bill Gates has Zuckerberg. Like, at what point is like, okay, are you making them closer? Are you becoming friends with them, right? Like, when is the 5D chess like 5D chess or 6D chess, 40D chess, whatever the freak they keep saying? Like, at some point in time, there has to be like a payoff. Like, oh, now it makes sense. Right? I heard that for 4 years, the first term. And then I got warp speed, bump stocks, and really, I'm like, okay, I'm pulling for him. And then I thought, man, you know what? They tried to indict him, shoot him. This dude's going to be coming back harder. I don't see 5D chess. I don't see it. Somebody let me know in the comments what 5D chess. Dude, I wanted to see torching. Hold people accountable. Fauci, Milley. When are these people being held accountable? They're not, right? But now we got the nuclear blast, okay? Marjorie Taylor Green, one of the Trump's most loyal pit bulls. I mean, ride or die. She dropped a 4-page resignation letter that destroys the entire mythology of the last decade. She also did a video that I'll play real quick.
I never changed or went back on my campaign promises, and only disagreed in a few areas, like my stance against H-1Bs replacing American jobs, AI state moratoriums, debt for life 50-year mortgage scams, standing strongly against all involvement in foreign wars, and demanding the release of the Epstein files. Other than that, my voting record has been solidly with my party and the president. Loyalty should be a two-way street, and we should be able to vote our conscience and represent our district's interests, because our job title is literally representative. America First should mean America first and only Americans first. with no other foreign country ever being attached to America first in our halls of government. Standing up for American women.
She goes on about Epstein, because that's when the biggest blowback came. But in her letter, she says, there's no plan to save America. There is no 4D chess. The political machine is unsalvageable. Americans have been cast aside and replaced, and Congress is a rigged assisted living facility for career politicians, right? But she also exposes the real breaks for the Trump split with her, okay? She pushed for the Epstein files. Massey pushed for the Epstein files. MTG backed Massey, and that was the moment Trump cut her loose like dead weight.
To forgive Congresswoman Taylor Green.
Forgive for what? No, I just disagreed with her philosophy. She started backing perhaps the worst Republican congressman in our history. Just stupid person named Massey. And I said, go your own way. And once I left her, she resigned because she would never have survived the primary. But I think.
Oh man, they got her high in the polls now, being the president for 2028. By the way, I don't know if you saw that, but this Trump cut her loose not because immigration, not war, not spending, not policy differences, but Epstein, the biggest blackmail ring in American history, the one we were all promised would be exposed, and suddenly everybody's supporting transparency. That supporting transparency gets thrown under the bus. That's not a coincidence. That's called a pressure point. And Marjorie, of all people, says she refuses to be a battered wife for the movement anymore. When your most loyal attack dog quits and says the ship is sinking, that's not a leftist psyop. That's a warning shot. Okay. She was with this man through indictments and they don't make a lot of money. Okay. Now she makes a lot of money for her side businesses. She owns companies, but that job is not a high paying job. And she was flying all over the country. She was with the man right and left. And for her to him to toss her aside because of Epstein tells you everything you need to know. Okay. But, even now you got people. The thing is about the cultists that really irritate me is because now they're saying that, they're trying to throw her under the bus. Saw 700,000 when she went in, 25 million. I don't know where they got these numbers from, if that's true or not, or whatever. Trump's made like a couple billion since he's been president, with him and his sons. I mean, but anyway, am I happy about that? No, but it's like they're throwing shade. I even saw a connection. They're trying to connect her to Epstein now. I mean, come on. She wasn't even in politics then. She was poor before, right? Right. But again, in that clip you just saw, Trump says the worst Republican congressman in history. Massey is the same guy fighting to release Epstein files, the same guy resisting the surveillance state, the same guy defending the Constitution harder about than anyone in Congress. And what's the crime? He didn't fold when he was told to. Trump adds, stupid person named Massey. And then, like salt in the wound, she started supporting Massey. And that's why Marjorie fell off. So let me ask a question the influencers won't dare, that Benny Johnsons won't ask. Why is the dividing line not abortion, not war, but Epstein? Why is that the hill everyone gets killed on? Why is that the moment loyalty snap? I'll let you connect those dots yourself. Because Lindsey Graham, for me, was it whenever a few months ago, whenever he's like backing Lindsey Graham, talking about backing him in the primary, he's going to do in-person visits with. I don't want to hear 40 chess. Lindsey Graham has been a swamp creature. He's one of the worst. He needs to be out. If you're talking about draining the swamp, fixing the system, we got to get these people out. You don't back them. I don't care if you need their vote to get legislation done. Don't get any done. Drain the swamp instead. Because after we drain the swamp, then we can fix the new legislation. But the swamp's got to get removed. Okay. It really does, but so many people have just went on a tirade about Marjorie Taylor Green, right? Trump even says that her resignation is great news. This is a chick that was ride or die for him, man. Says all she does is complain. Says he doesn't return her calls and she gets mad. Says she would be happy she's gone, right? The rift is only between me and her, not her and me, she says, right? says he does not intend to speak with her ever again. This is the woman who defended him through everything. Man, loyalty, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Impeachments, lawsuits, media firestorms is now treated like an annoying ex. And again, the timing, Epstein, like it's incredible, right? But, you know, it's crazy to me. Like this should be it for you this week. Mamdani good, Massey bad. ISIS terrorists good, MTG bad. Chinese students good, American workers dumb. Foreign workers smart, American workers disposable. Right? Did you hear that? Is that America first or is that America last? Because it looks a hell of a lot more like the establishment playbook we were promised would be burned to the ground. Right? And again, man, if you were not convinced with Mr. Endless War, Mr. Patriot Act, Mr. Deep State Cheerleader, getting endorsed again, Lindsey Graham, that's the guy who's rubber stamped every surveillance expansion, every proxy war, every unconstitutional overreach. And he was over there in Congress pissed off at Pam Bondi because he got his phone tapped. Of course, you signed up for it, buddy. If Lindsey Graham is the American First mascot, something has gone catastrophically wrong. Okay. And now even Alex Jones is saying he's publicly reconsidering backing Trump. Alex Jones.
Brought up, poor, self-made, very successful construction company, a woman of great integrity. She announced last night that she is resigning. I predicted on the Tuesday broadcast, she didn't tell me this, but I talked to her at length. It sounded to me like she was thrown in the towel just because she can't be part of something that's, quote, a lesser of two evils. I'm going to have to reflect on this, and I'm going to have to pray about it, and I'm going to take a few weeks on it, I think, is the most important thing to do. But I'm not a person that is normally conflicted. I think I have a lot of knowledge, a lot of depth, a lot of sources, a lot of context. And when I do get conflicted on something, I just have to go to God with it. I am seriously inches away from not supporting Trump anymore.
See, when Alex Jones, the most loyal foot soldier of the movement, steps back, that means the ground is shifting under your feet. That means the energy built in 2016 is evaporating. That means the movement is cracking at the foundation. Okay. And here's the truth you're not supposed to say online. The movement isn't dying because of the left. It's not dying because of the media. It's not dying because of the deep state. It's dying because the people inside stop serving the people who built it. Loyalty becomes a weapon. Principles become negotiable. Truth becomes optional. And when good people like Massey, people like Marjorie Taylor Green get discarded the moment they ask the one forbidden question, you have to stop and ask yourself who the movement is really protecting now, because it sure as hell isn't protecting the American people at all, right? Now, and then Mamdani, they had this meeting, this little love chat. And then Mamdani, immediately, he says, yeah, I still think he's a fascist. He was asked there in front of Trump, but he says it again. This is the guy that you'd want to live under New York with?
To do so.
In that press conference with President Trump, a reporter asked you whether you believe that President Trump is in fact a fascist, a word that you've used in the past. You were about to answer, then President Trump sort of jumped in and he said, quote, "That's okay, you can just say yes. It's easier than explaining it." So, Mr. Mayor-elect, just to be very clear, do you think that President Trump is a fascist?
And after President Trump said that, I said yes. And
so you do.
And that's something that I've said in the past. I say it today. And I think what I appreciated about the conversation
Do you still believe President Trump is a threat to the democracy?
Everything that I've said in the past, I continue to believe. And that's the thing that I think is important in our politics, is that we don't shy away from where we have disagreements, but we understand.
Anybody who would call me a threat to democracy and that kind of having a meet, when you think I'm gonna be nice and say he's gonna do great things in New York, nah. He's gonna get scorched earth. It's incredible. Movements die when they forget their mission, when they chase power more than truth, when they attack their own and protect the powerful. And the Epstein files is the biggest scandal in American political history. Have now become the dividing line between who serves the public and who serves something else. That's why I don't worship politicians. I don't worship other men. I worship God. I serve truth, and I stand with the American people, the working class, the forgotten class, and the ones footing the bill for every single one of their lives. So if asking honest questions gets you labeled the enemy, then maybe you were never on their team to begin with, right? And that's how I feel, because I've been getting called all kinds of nonsense. I guess we weren't on the same team. You were a fanboy of somebody. I was for a movement. I was voting for someone to get America back on course. You were just a fan of somebody's. And screw fans. I want real men that want to change the course of America that's being destroyed right before your eyes. Right before your eyes. That's why I say every day, no one's coming to save you. It's not going to be Red Dawn. You're not going to go save and stomp your way in. It's not going to happen. That's why build your tribe, build your mind, your body, your environment around you. I say this all the time. People ask me, well, what do you do? I've been telling you for years. My whole channel's dedicated to this. Lifestyle. That's what it's about. You know, we had hope, but things just did not go the way they should have. And it's because this creature's so deep fractured, it's unmovable. It's going to stay the course to destruction. And our politicians, our leaders, they just want to get rich on the way there. That's it. But again, when you have, the midterms are going to be a disaster. Many of my followers, people I talk to, don't ever even plan to vote again. So, it's going to be nasty coming into the midterms. Maybe that'll be good, because maybe then Lindsey Graham will get booted out. We'll see. Getting that strong Trump recommendation, though, is because the fans will go. They'll go vote for Lindsey because Daddy told them to. They'd go take the mark of the beast if Daddy told them to. I bet. Have y'all got those cult members? Have y'all got them new boosters he just launched a few weeks back with Pfizer? Because he did. I think a lot of people just don't pay attention to what's going on around them. They're just cheering for their hero. They're not paying attention. See, I pay attention to every freaking thing that's happening in the world. Everything. And that's why I see so much, dude, what's happening to this guy? This is not the same guy at all. At all. Maybe he's not paying attention. Maybe it's your ignorance of not paying attention. But I know the real ones out there. I see you guys all the time. My tribe, they know. Guys in the chat, they know. They see it. They're out there in their communities trying to convince people around them, hey, man, nobody's coming. I hear it all the time. They're emailing me, guys dropping comments. They're telling me they're trying to get it together because nobody's coming to save us. We're on our own. And thank you for you guys doing that and being those lighthouses out there in the distance, because that's what you are. It's important. Don't ever take a second to think that what you're doing is not important, because it is. You don't need a bunch of followers on a YouTube channel. If you're at your job, your church, or at the gym, and you're spreading the information, that's what's the most important thing. Okay. Getting those like-minded people, because there will come a day when everything I've said will matter. It will. Anyway, guys, before I forget, I always test gear for months before you see it on blackscoutssurvival.com. And you've seen this shirt probably and this hat that we got. We did the Under Armour collaboration back during the summer with the tactical tees, the issued ones. And we still have some of those in stock. So if you want to grab those up, but I like Under Armour. I think it's great for, at the range. I've worn this thing at the range and working out and so on, and just wearing day to day. But also a lot of people are asking about the hat. This is Under Armour. tactical team hat, BSS Tactical Team hat, Under Armour. They're on site now, as well as the shirts. This zip. So if you like, especially if you're wearing a plate carrier, you can zip this thing all the way down, let your body get the heat out and stuff like that. It's sweat wicking. Flag on the sleeve, kind of like the Freedom Collection. But this is one of our collabs with them. So their Freedom brand is the only one that has the sleeve on a flag on the sleeve, but ours does because of the tactical team stuff. So it comes in black and a black hat. But go pick those up, support us. I always like to get you guys phenomenal equipment to use, things that I've tested for months. I've been testing this thing for months. You probably see me wearing it. But I always try to make sure everything's top quality for you guys. So go check it out at the links below. And let me know the thoughts on the video, guys. And always remember to stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Black Scout.
2, 3. 1, 2.